welcome to Friday's 80s show, where we're going back to the 80s with some very special celebrity guests. First up, a singing megastar who proved during her solo career that heaven really is a place on earth. Please welcome Belinda Carlisle. Also today we explore the fascinating world of bats as I meet some of our incredibly cute winged friends and find out how to spot them in the wild. Plus, Nadia Suarez back to cook up a Friday feast with some seasonal fare. So, apart from mealworms that we saw the bat eating, what's on the menu today, Nadia?
What's on the menu is springy gnocchi.
I beg your pardon?
Springy gnocchi.
Oh, it's like that scene in A Fish Called Wanda where you go... And today, springy gnocchi. And today, my knees are gnocchiing already. Today's ding-dong is all about those little white lies you tell your children. Like, the tooth fairy was too tired, so she left your money on the kitchen worktop. Or, Daddy loves playing, wake him up first. So, are the white lies a necessary part of parenting, or is it misleading impressionable young minds? That's the subject of today's Daily Ding Dong. Well, my first guest is a real goody two-shoes. He knows how to stand and deliver, and of course, he's a true Prince Charming. Can only be one man. Please welcome Adamant. Gosh, we were looking there. The imagery is always the thing, Adam, right from those early days. So you could never imagine just going on in a black polo neck and dark trousers, can you?
Maybe one day, not right now. But no, I was lucky because I was brought up watching, first off, Ready, Steady, Go, and Ain't You Lucky Stars, Jukebox Jury. Yeah. My mum worked for Paul McCartney, so it was kind of rock and roll was in my bloodstream, and I'd always watched music because first TV generation, and so I always equate music with watching it as well as listening to it.
Yeah, so it's very... But what led you into that wonderful frogging on the, you know, the stand and deliver, the sort of... Well, they were sort of naval uniform in a way, weren't they? Or
Yeah.
Hussars uniforms.
Yeah, well, my grandfather, Walter Albany Smith, was in the Royal Navy in World War One.
Yeah.
And he was a Romany gypsy born in Oxford in a caravan in 1898. He ran away to join the army, and his mum got him out because he was 17. Then he joined the Navy, and he fought the Battle of Jutland. He's a very big influence in my life. And he basically instilled in me the real deal in life, you know, got away spent it without money and kind of never hit a woman. That was a big one. Yeah. You know, I remember when I was small, he had this fist because he was a boxer. And he went, "If you ever hit a woman, I'll hit you," and it stayed with me. That's basic things. Lovely man, and so there was always that kind of naval thing in the family.
Yeah.
And Nelson was saved this country. I think him and Churchill were the two great saviours of this country.
So that's always followed through your music, really, and your image. Now you've got behind you two beautiful paintings.
Yeah.
Now, tell me about these, because it's not just the image of yourself, it's obviously album covers, which you clearly are very important to you as well.
Yeah, this is the album of my new album, Adamant's the Blueblack. Sorry, Mary and the Gunner's Daughter, and I had the title before the imagery, and normally I put my Fizzog on the cover of the album, but I saw these, and I saw this one here. This is by an artist called Mary Jane Ansell, who's a wonderful new British artist. She's marvellous, and I saw it in the window and I just fell in love with it. Yeah. Bought it because that was the Gunner's Daughter, and then I bought the next one. They're both called Girl in a Cocked Hat 1 and 2, and I got them out of my front room this afternoon, so and they're gorgeous.
They could all come round to your place, couldn't they?
Yeah, so it was serendipity, and I just thought I've got to have them, and it's just lovely to incorporate
things you love.
An iconic image that isn't you. You get a bit tired of putting your face on. There's only so many times you can do the
looking salty.
Yeah.
The pressure of being a sex.
Well, you know that.
I know, it's horrendous. It's really awful. Getting up in the morning thinking the time it's going to take me now, you know. No, that's the album that's current, but you're going back, you're revisiting an album from 1979 called Dirk Wears White Sox.
Yeah, that was my first album.
And you're now, for the first time, going to do it live at Hussar Apollo in April.
Yeah, it was based. I'm a big fan of Dirk Bogarde, the actor. I think he is the greatest. It might be the greatest living British actor. He's sadly passed away, but I loved his work because what I liked about him is he was a big listener for me. He was a matinee, like a kind of pop star doing, you know, Carry On, the In the House Doctor thing.
They used to call him the idol of the audience.
Yeah, and he just made this switch suddenly. He said no. He did a very wonderful film called Victim, and which was about a gay doctor being blackmailed. This was at a time before homosexuality was made legal. This was a very brave move for someone who was very, you know, doing basic, you know, day-to-day. And he did that. Then he did The Servant, marvellous film, and then he went on to work with Rainer Fassbinder. You know, he was very, very brave. And when I was making this album, I went to Hatchett's in Piccadilly, all in leather and one eye made up, and there's all his fans there, you know, like Doris, and you know, and I'm in the queue, and and he's there sitting perfect, you know, Windsor knot, and I eventually get to the front, and Mr. Bogarde, Dirk, and I lay it down. He said he crossed out his signature.
Yeah.
He crossed his signature, and he said an ink pen. And yes, what's your name? No, absolutely not perturbed at all. It could have just been, yes. And Adam, okay, thank you very much. And that was it. So that was my meeting with the wonderful Dirk.
Not a letdown, then.
Not a letdown, but I eventually did entertain Mr. Sloane at the Royal Exchange Theatre in Manchester with Sylvia Sims, who's another wonderful actress, taught me everything there is to know about all the acting I managed to do. And she'd worked with Dirk. You know, she knew Dirk. And I'd written a really detailed letter to Dirk asking him to sign one of the later books, and he didn't get back. And I wrote a letter telling him about the album. And he said, she said, did he get back to you? I said, well, actually, she said, bugger, I'll phone him up now. She was really upset. But Sylvia, she worked with Lawrence Harvey, and, you know, these are people you just see in books, and she's worked with these fabulous, hard-working actors. And I did theatre. I did two Joe Walton plays, did Funeral Games and Entertaining Mr. Sloane. I did West with Bruce Payne. And acting, I have most respect for theatre actors because I have never, ever worked that hard.
Really?
I've just done 44 shows in the USA on the trot, and it's nothing compared with going out every night because you have to bring that all in. And I've got enormous respect for the theatre.
Well, look at your image now. It's nice that you're still conscious of imagery. We have got some stills here. All sorts of people have tried to copy your look. We found 3 celebrity examples. We've got Kate Beckinsale. There you are. Everybody tries. That's Dresses You One Halloween. Paddy McGuinness, he's also had a go at you to promote a TV show.
Hey, that's grand, I like that.
And then there's Dev from Corrie. This is Dev from Corrie. You see.
Well, flattery's the... No, it isn't.
Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Now, you can catch Adam's special concert when he'll be performing the whole of Dirk Wears White Sox at the Apollo in Hammersmith on the 19th of April. But for now, my thanks to Adam Ant. Thanks, Adam. Now we have got some delicious seasonal spring grub. 80s legend Belinda Carlisle reveals all on a new album, plus I get up close and personal with these beautiful bats. See you in a moment.